What's up, everybody? I think that it's pretty clear from the ending of the last chapter that somebody is about to get their ass kicked. We had a big inspiring speech, followed by the return of Kurama and Naruto powering up with Hinata, and both of them have like the crazy Dragon Ball Z hair up in the air thing going on, and you just know somebody's about to get their ass kicked. It's just a matter of who. The three candidates up for ass kicking are Madara, Obito, and the Juubi. Of the three, I think Madara is by far the least likely to get his ass kicked first. For one thing, I think he's kind of made out to be the more sinister of the two villains, even though they're both pretty sinister at this point. But the other bigger thing is that in the last few chapters, Obito has just had all the dialogue while Madara is quiet. Obito has been taunting Naruto pretty hard. So there's really just no way at this point that Madara is going to be the one to get it first. And at the same time, though, I don't think Obito is going to get his ass kicked next chapter either, because so far the battle has been made out to be that the Juubi is acting as a barrier between the Shinobi Alliance and the Uchiha. So I really think that they're going to have to deal with the Juubi first before they can take on the other two. So I think it's actually going to be the Juubi that gets its ass kicked, or starts to get its ass kicked next chapter. The big question is, how are they possibly going to be able to defeat the Juubi when it's so ridiculously powerful compared to them? And if you think back throughout the history of the Naruto series, there's only been 3 battles that involved tailed beasts without a Jinchuriki. There was Madara versus Hashirama, there was Obito versus the Leaf Village in Minato, and then there was the Sand-Bee versus Deidara and Obito. And in those 3 battles, we learned that there are basically 4 ways to get the better of the tail beasts. Obviously, you can't kill them, they're just masses of chakra, but you can restrain them, you can seal them, you can incapacitate them, and you can control them. So, of those 4, which is most likely to happen? In my opinion, the way that Naruto and the Alliance are going to stop the Juubi is by controlling it, and I think there are a few clues that point to that. For one, in previous chapters where Madara or Obito controlled the Nine Tails, all they used was their hypnotic Sharingan eye. There was no physical bond, and the only way to break their control of it was basically to kick their ass, which is what happened with Obito and Minato. Here with the Juubi, they actually have a physical link. They have a big root coming out of their body and connecting into it to control it, and it was explained as the Juubi is more powerful, so they need it to strengthen their control, which makes sense. But I think from an author's point of view that it could very well likely just represent a way for their control to be cut without them getting their asses kicked. There's just this big cord that can be cut and they'll lose control. To me, it seems very likely that that's going to happen at some point. Also, another thing that stands out to me is the fact that the Juubi doesn't have regular chakra, it has nature chakra, and it seems unlikely to me that they would make that distinction for no reason. Maybe when Naruto gets close to it, he can absorb its chakra, which would allow him to communicate with it, or maybe it would, who knows, maybe he would just make him stronger so that he can kick more ass. But it seems unlikely that it uses nature chakra just for no reason, and that it's not going to be of importance. Also, the fact that before the tailed beasts were sucked back into the Gedomazo, Naruto basically made friends with them. It's just more clues to suggest that one way or another he's going to be able to manipulate, well, maybe manipulate isn't the right word, but they're going to get the Juubi on their side, or at least not attacking them one way or another before their final confrontation with Obito and Madara. There are some practical problems with my theory. Like, for instance, if it actually did work and they broke Obito's control of the Juubi, and then it actually targeted Madara and Obito since they've been controlling it. It would be super lame for the biggest bad guys in the series to be, taken out by some monster. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. So maybe it will have to be incapacitated one way or another for the story to be good. And also, if Naruto does actually use nature chakra with the Juubi, he'd better remember to let go of Hinata's hands first. People would be killing themselves if she turned into a frog, just jumping out of their windows left and right. It would be a very bad situation, so hopefully that won't happen. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my predictions. Have a nice day. Take care.